welcome back to Mortals and Portals. I promise it's a Pathfinder real play podcast. We do roll dice sometimes. I'm your host and GM, Zach, and joining me at the table is...
Adam, and I play Jules, an Azarketi bard.
I'm Joel, and I play Dax, a kobold rogue.
Ryan, and I promise that I'm Ryu, a tiefling magus. Elf magus. No.
Wow, I can't trust anything you say.
I know.
You
Ryan
promised.
said the F word, guys.
Right after I promised.
Yeah, you're going to bleep that over, Joel?
And I play Waltz, a human exemplar. Sorry, Ryan.
Nice.
You took
Is that the
the
first
I'm
time you
glad you
said
got it in.
exemplar?
Nah,
No,
maybe.
that's for sure. No, it definitely isn't.
If last time was the first time, I guess, yeah.
I guess I would. I don't know. I think it's okay either way. If it's the first time or if you've said it before, I don't think it changes anything. So it's okay, Taryn.
I always forget to say it, but I think I've been an exemplar for...
Yeah, you have. But when you said
Longer.
that, it just like triggered something in my brain. Like he's never done that, but I could be wrong because
Yeah.
I'm also kind of
I
dumb.
I
so.
can confirm because it caught me off guard
Yeah.
listening back to an episode.
And Adam's not as dumb as me, so if
Wait,
he
you can
triggered,
confirm what? You can
I don't
confirm
know if
that this
that's
is the
true.
first time?
What episode is this?
That it's not the first
I don't know.
time.
Is this 16?
Oh,
or
What
15?
season are we
Who are
in?
you?
I think
Joel,
we
what's that? Put that
What-
down.
What's that?
By the way,
Yeah.
I was listening to season 3, episode 5 the other day. Like we were just getting ready to release it and stuff. And there's a part in it where I asked, like Taryn has the golem or something roll like a fortitude save, and I was like, "What does he got to beat?" And Taryn's like, "I don't know. Like I don't even know where to find that." And I was like, "How do you not know this by now?" It was so funny to me. I'm like,
Yeah,
"We're in
it's
season
anybody's
3.
guess.
He's been
Well,
playing Pathfinder
they
for like
change
4
the
years."
rules and
The number
they
of
change
times
the rules
that
all the time.
Zach will say, roll something, and Taryn's like, all right, let me get Path Builder up.
Or like, where is that on the sheet?
It's not
Yeah.
clear we're an amateur podcast at this point.
The listeners
think-
probably think the same thing when I like don't know the rules. They're like, how does this guy still not know how to GM Pathfinder? But you know what? It's because nobody can stop me from doing it this way. You know,
Nope.
there's nothing they can do about it. And here
Oh
we are.
my
They
god,
can
he's
try.
sick with power.
You can try, yeah.
Yeah,
but there's
this is
nothing.
just me power tripping. I actually do know the rules perfectly. It's out of
Ooh.
spite that I do them kind of
got it
wrong
yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
Nice.
I can't wait to trigger these people.
Even though no
That's a
one
great
really
idea.
like gets that triggered and everyone's pretty nice, but I'm
Yeah.
looking for gasps. You know, I want people to be like, "Oh, you can't do that."
I'll give it to you next time I see
That'll
you
actually
mess
be
up.
our first like Reddit post in like years. It'll be someone being like, "Zach wants me to correct his rules." All right, and then it's just gonna be like
Oh,
10
God.
paragraph. I'm
Yeah,
like,
cut that,
that's
cut
the
that, cut
content
that.
I'm looking
Knuckle
for.
cracks and typing noises.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Can you do typing noises with your mouth, Adam? People loved your
Yeah.
dice.
No, don't do it,
rolling
Adam.
noises.
Of all the things you can comment on that 2-second soundbite of Adam making dice
Uh-huh.
noises.
My bad, y'all.
Look, I get triggered when Adam talks as much as the next guy, but
quick comment on some noises that we just heard Adam make, and that was we all get to listen to Adam's Mythium for the first time now, which you guys will all have heard. No, wait. Oh no.
yeah, they would have heard it a while ago.
Oh yeah, I'm a freaking idiot. We're recording
Yeah.
way
the
later.
most recent.
Well, you're not an
episode.
idiot, but
What's good? Yeah,
Thanks, Joel.
self-awareness is
Thanks, Joel.
huge, Ryan.
don't talk
See,
about my
Joel,
friend
still
like that,
talk to
Ryan.
you. Yeah. And it was amazing, is all I
It'd
want
be
to
like-
say.
Episode 7 is what
It's going to be in.
episode 7 is what
I think
it'll
it's
be in.
8 or it's yeah 7 at the very end of 7. Okay, cool.
It's 7, Zach.
Yeah, that's what I said. Hey, fix that in post, Joel. I don't want Adam to look like he corrected me.
Yep, I got. Yep.
Do it or you're fired. Those paychecks are gonna stop coming if you don't edit that, Joel. Anyway,
Should we like play?
I
Yes.
guess. Cool. Last time on Mortals and Portals, we had a conversation take place between Dax and Gotham, and that was the entire episode. And the contents of that conversation, would you guys say they were spicy?
Tire.
Muy caliente.
Yeah, muy
I would
caliente.
say.
Crazy, huh?
As
Yeah, muy
Raul
hado.
would say, muy hado, yeah. He'd say muy cuidad de la nubes, muy hado. Yeah, so basically Gotham, you know, he used that telepathic means of communication that keepers have, and he invited Dax into this conversation, and Dax was going to bring the rest of Digsby's crew in once he established this connection, but he ended up not doing that as Gotham essentially wanted Dax to bring him into the ethereal plane with him when he goes to kill Droga for a few reasons. One, the primary one is Droga has Gotham's soul, Gothram does not think if you guys kill Droga that you will retrieve his soul form and bring it back, because you guys are kind of enemies. So he's like, well, if
Mhm.
you're in there and you're going to do that, I want to make sure I get my soul back. Second reason is he thinks you guys will fail. And when you fail, Droga will take Dax's Vesavanari Shoraz powers and combine it with the Draxpar and come back to the material plane immediately. And then he assumes Droga will destroy him immediately upon arrival because Gotham's kind of a threat to him. He's needed Gotham in the meantime. Gotham has needed him, and it's worked out well as long as they're in separate planes, but there can only be one, so to speak, once they're in the same plane. And he's like, well, when you fail, he's going to come and then I'm going to die. So I got to make sure you guys don't fail if you're going to do this. And also, I do want to kill Droga because that's an inevitable fight that's coming one day. So I want to go with you and make sure you kill him and help you kill him. And I don't think you can kill him without me. And some other stuff. And Dax was like, you kind of like your whole thing is killing keepers and also being willing to blow up planets and kind of like lying and being ruthless. And like, I just sort of know you're evil. So that's going to be a no from me, dog. He said it really politely, very cordial interaction. And then he was like about to leave. And then Gotham, an elder, said, bring me with you into the ethereal or I will kill Tough. Which means he just entered an elder oath. If you aren't tracking on how that works, basically you can't say a lie in elder. You'll like instantly be smited basically if you like say something that isn't true. But if you say something that hasn't happened yet and it is not currently known to be true or false, you made a promise in this language, and if it's proven to be a lie, then you're destroyed. So basically, he's like, if I don't kill Tough, I die, and I like me, so I'm going to go kill Tough if you don't bring me into the ethereal. And Dax thought about it and probably envisioned a world where he's fighting Droga in the ethereal, and then Gotham turns on him, and now all of Digsy's crew is fighting Gotham and Droga at the same time. Doesn't trust Gotham, and he again said, that's still going to be a no from me, dog, but thank you for your time. And
That's what I said.
and then he hung up. So he effectively, marked Tough as a target of Gotham, which I guess the way Dax said it at the time, like knowing the weight of his decision, basically you can tell that Dax feels like he essentially just killed Tough in that moment, like guaranteed Tough's death. And that is where we ended our session. So Dax, you told Digsby's crew, Gotham is trying to contact me. I will bring you into this conversation once I engage with him. And so you went, somewhere where you could focus on this connection. They followed you. They were waiting. And from their perspective, they just saw you be dormant for like 5-10 minutes or whatever, have a conversation with Gotham while they waited. And then now you've like exited that conversation. So I guess, what do you think Dax was looking like in that moment? Like what are your initial, physical reactions when you like come back to the material plane? I'll kick it over to you guys.
Yeah, so Dax is, I think, sitting cross-legged as he was kind of focused in on this, probably looking like he was meditating for a minute. And you can kind of see him maybe move a little more like he's back in this world, so to speak. And he'll sigh heavily and turn to look at Jules. Maybe his eyes a little bit glassy, and he'll say, Jules, I'm sorry.
You're sorry? What do you mean? Did you talk to Gotham?
Dax slowly stands up and dusts himself off, adjusting some of his clothes. Yeah, I did.
What, Dax? What is it?
He made me make an impossible decision, Jules.
What do you mean?
He wanted us to take him to the ethereal plane to where Droga is, to put the whole mission at risk. And when I told him no, he spoke in Elder.
What did he say?
He said if we didn't take him to the ethereal plane that he'd, and Dax pauses for a second, that he'd kill Tough.
Tough? He spoke in Elder?
Yeah, I'm
No.
afraid so.
No, this can't be true. Dax, why didn't you bring us in? We were all right here waiting.
I wanted to, Jules. I didn't have time when I went to bring you in. That's when he made me choose.
Dax, I do not understand. What was the decision you made?
I told him he wouldn't be coming with us to meet Droga.
But we're going to save Tough, right?
Yeah, obviously that's what we're doing. We're not letting Gothram come with us to the Ethereal. We just go find Tough and fight Gothram there. Maybe Tough will even come with us.
Right, yes, I'm sure he would.
Ryu will kind of stand up and straighten his back, but just look to Dax to see what he's going to say.
Guys, I don't know that we have time. The longer we wait, the more powerful Droga gets, and Gotham's already killed several keepers. If we fall to Gotham, there's no stopping either of them. The fate of Keldor is done, sealed.
Dax is right. We do not even know this Tough.
Well, are we going to have to fight Gotham at some point anyway? Would it not be best to fight him with an additional teammate?
Why is he so desperate to go with us?
That's the thing. Droga is in possession of Gotham's soul. So if we can defeat Droga, Gotham will be weakened. Droga's where Gotham gets his power. So Gotham wants his soul back. That's why he wanted to come with us. But as we've seen so far, Gotham will stop at nothing to get what he wants, to get more power.
And what's to stop him from destroying us after we destroy Droga and he gets his soul back?
If we destroy Droga, his soul goes with.
So how would we recover that mark from Gotham? Without that mark, we're down to only 5, aren't we?
I guess I'm not sure. I know the phylactery's here, but I certainly don't know enough about how all of this works to be confident doing that.
And if Tough dies, we're down to 4. And if we know there is 7 keepers originally, then shoot, maybe we wouldn't be doing a very good job if, as soon as we take over, we lose 2 of the marks.
Ryu, now finally starting to piece together who Tough is, will say, I see. This Tough is a keeper as well. Then why is he not here?
Well, funny story about that. Tough, didn't get along too well with us, but he's great friends with Jules here. We were receiving our marks from Balthazar, and we weren't all in agreement that Tough's motives would not come back to bite us entirely. He seemed a little unstable to have that much power, so he's not a keeper, but he does have a mark.
Ryu will pause for a moment, thinking about what Walt said. This was one of your funny stories?
Funny story. That's great.
Well, I think one day it might be kind of funny, but today's not that day.
Walt's having brought that up, and Jules has been kind of quiet, but kind of stewing over everything, and his anger's and frustration's starting to build, and he remembers that conversation that they had, and the mistrust between both sides. And so he'll look up and he'll say, the whole reason Tough didn't become a keeper is because of this exact situation that we're in right now.
What do you mean?
I'll look to Ryu. He lacked trust in Dax and fear that he would so willingly sacrifice one of us for the greater good.
Is that not our job as keepers? To make the hard decisions?
It is, but we're supposed to decide together. You should have brought us in, Dax. I understand the stakes. I'm not even saying it was the wrong decision, but you didn't even give us a chance. What are we even doing here? We're saving Tough, right? Decision made. And he'll look to the group.
Dax, well, you didn't say anything in Elder, right? We don't hold ourselves to any oath, but you got Gotham to speak in Elder, so maybe we could use that against him, right? That's probably what you were thinking.
No, I didn't make an Elder oath of any kind. I'm not sure I'm following.
Well, if I understood service correctly, if you speak in Elder, you're held to an oath.
Right.
What you've said must come true, and if he's speaking in terms of the future and we prevent against whatever it is he said would happen, we can defeat him right there. He'll be done.
I hear what you're saying, Walt, but Gotham has all the time in the world. His oath was simply, take me to the ethereal plane or I'll kill Tough. There was no mention of a time frame or anything, so the only way I can see to prevent that is to kill Gotham ourselves, and we didn't need an oath for that.
Yeah, that's true. And you think that fighting Droga soon is our best option, even if we lose 2 marks forever.
Droga is getting more powerful as we speak, and from everything I've learned, it sounds like if he gets here, all hope is lost. And yes, we absolutely risk losing 2 of the marks.
Well, it doesn't sound like we risk it. It sounds like we guarantee it.
Sure.
If I may, Dax,
Yeah? What's up?
1 mark is already lost for good as it is.
Yeah.
Gotham's is lost to the ethereal in Droga's possession, and if Gotham were to obtain it, it would not be passed down to anyone of our liking anyway. Balthazar was already assured in his decision of losing Tuff's Elder Mark by not granting him the power of a keeper as well.
But is there no way that we can receive these marks, that we can save them and let them be used in the future?
I don't know.
Well, all hope wasn't lost in Tuff. I think all we decided was that at the moment, tensions were high. Tuff had also just found out some very tough news.
Nice.
So it's understandable at the moment that he would be angry, that he'd be frustrated. So hope isn't lost that he couldn't be a keeper, just that someone who was dealing with that much emotion, that much anger, maybe shouldn't have that power then. But if he does die, then it's lost forever. But there is still hope. If he helps us, if he's calmed down a bit, if he's open to joining us, maybe this is how he becomes a keeper.
Yes, I know he would.
Regardless, it is as Dax said, we have responsibilities as keepers, and at the moment, our mission is to obtain the components necessary to build a weapon to defeat Rex Alvirium, starting by going to the ethereal plane and defeating Droga. We do not even know where this Tuff is, do we?
We could go to Balthazar. He could tell us. I'm sure he knew where he sent him.
We're keepers now. We're looking at the entire universe. I'm sure we could find Tuff.
Yes. There has to be some way.
But couldn't we sense Tuff's mark, sense where he is, or communicate him like how Gotham communicated with you, like how we felt Ryu here, and we thought it was Tuff. We could sense a mark. There's got to be a way.
Yes, I agree. There has to be some way to find Tuff, to talk with him, to let him know.
It's at least got to be worth a try. I mean, I know we're in a rush, but the least we could do is go find him.
As you say that, Waltz, you all see like maybe a flash of light out of your peripheral vision and see Service was like perched atop Keeper's Keep, but like angled towards you guys as if he was listening the entire time, and you now see his wings expand and the nebulas churning within them as he glides down from Keeper's Keep and then lands in front of you guys, hunched over for a moment, and then he slowly stands up, and it's like as if you guys are realizing just now for the first time again how tall and menacing Service truly looks as he's looking down at all of you, and his eyes are glowing this brilliant golden light, and the stars beneath his marbled skin are churning and twinkling, and then his wings fold once again behind his back and says, "You cannot sense Tuff's whereabouts, for his mark is hidden to protect him." And you guys would remember when you were learning how to sense marks that a mark can be hidden from another mark, which is why no one can sense where Gotham is and why Gotham cannot sense where the other keepers are. And for whatever reason, Tuff's was shut off by Raucus, and since Tuff cannot manipulate it himself, since he hasn't become a keeper, he can't turn it on. And it kind of makes sense because Gotham can like read minds and do all sorts of crazy things. The other keepers' marks were held with them as ethereal like spirits, and they were like safe and protected. But Raucus's was hidden in a physical person's body, so if at any point Gotham could like learn exactly where Raucus's mark was, he could like go like physically destroy Tuff and like take his mark, but everyone else's was like kind of safe. So it seems like Raucus, out of preservation, knowing that he was linked to like a physical body, just made sure none of the keepers could really know where he was. And also you can tell that Raucus was kind of cut off from the other keepers, because when he stepped out of Tuff's body and was like talking to you guys briefly when Tuff was unconscious, he specifically said, I do not know who chose Ryu, but I'm choosing Tuff as your fourth in his stead. Like, Raucus had been cut off from the other keepers for a while. Like, he made a conscious decision to be hidden from them. So he didn't really know exactly what was going on with everything.
So we go to Balthazar. I'm sure he knows where he sent Tuff. And Jules will like just turn right then and start walking towards the node.
Service, without like physically restraining you or like stepping in your way or anything, just says, if you go to Balthazar, Tuff will surely die.
Why? How's that work?
That will stop Jules in his tracks, and he'll turn and face the group again, looking for an answer.
Service, help us out. If we were to find Tuff, if we were to go to him and try to fight Gothram, how would we do it? Come on, speak plainly.
Guys, I don't think Gothram would have done the oath if he didn't already know where Tuff was.
Precisely.
I don't think we have the time to ask around.
Exactly, so what are we doing standing here talking? Let's go.
Yeah, we gotta find him.
Gothram greatly reveres Elder and would not speak it carelessly. He must already know Tuff's whereabouts and a means of destroying him. And then he looks at Jules. Going to Balthazar will put you too far behind. If you intend to intervene, you must be both decisive and willing to die, with little chance of victory. So he's saying, like, Gotham must already know where Tuff is. He wouldn't just enter this oath and be like, whoops, I didn't think he would shut me down. I better scramble and figure something out. He must already know where he is and be confident he can kill him. So he's saying, if you go on a node, go to Arcta, trudge through that forest again to get to Balthazar's hut. Probably by the time you've reached Balthazar's hut, Tuff's, he would assume, is already dead. So if you then have a conversation with Balthazar, then walk back to the node, or use your sigil, go back to this node, then go, it's like, he's like, game over. And then he looks to Waltz in response to, like, how would we find Tuff? You sense Service doesn't want to jump to answering that question because he feels like there's a lot you haven't considered, and he is restrained in that if he gives you that answer and then lets you go, you're essentially going to like rush into something you don't understand. So you'd be frustrated maybe in his answer, but
yeah,
he says, I must also emphasize Gotham's power may far exceed your collective strength. He alone killed the keepers that preceded you, and they were greater in number and experience.
Nice.
So he's like, look, guys, I know you're keepers and all, but there's only 4 of you, and you just became keepers. The keepers before you were keepers for a very long time, and there were more of them, and from his perspective, better than you, at least at the point in time in which they had to fight Gotham, and Gotham was weaker when they did it. So he's like, you're weaker and Gotham's stronger than that original encounter. So he's like, I don't even think you can do it. So he's like, pump the brakes there, Waltz. I'm not telling you anything where you would rush recklessly into that.
Yeah, but we got Ryu. I mean, Ryu, you'd never back down from a fight. And surely they didn't have the Unbound.
Right.
If Tuff is half as resourceful as the cat we knew, maybe he can hang on long enough. It's not that I think he can take on Gotham by himself, but I'm sure he can figure something out, hide or keep running.
Service is shaking his head as you're talking. Shaking his head no.
I think it's funny how I think this is what Waltz is doing, is almost sort of trying to like manipulate Ryu's sense of pride into
100%.
doing like what he wants to do, to be like, oh, well.
I think part of it is that, but also like that's like Waltz's. Every fight that we've won in, it's like, oh, we shouldn't win this, and we just have won everything. We just fought a giant mountain and like destroyed that dude.
So I think Ryu is gonna kind of like fall for it a little bit and be like, yes, we do need to defeat Gotham at some point. And Waltz, you are correct, and that I can probably take him with the full power of the Unbound. And I think Ryu's just kind of like now reveling in the idea of, it would be pretty like, glorified to be able to just go beat him up right now.
Yeah, there's not a single fight that we should have won so far.
Service's head is down. He's just looking at the ground, and he says, "Other systems have fallen for decisions far less reckless than this."
Waltz, Ryu, I admire your optimism, but like Service said, Gotham has killed many keepers before us that had much more experience, were much more powerful. In this version of events, we take down Gotham, and then we still have to take down Droga, hoping he hasn't become even more powerful in our surely half-beaten down state. And if we fail, then there are no keepers left. We lose all the marks.
Service is nodding subtly, not like in a Jax is completely right, but just like agreeing with that line of thinking, and he says,
"It is your right as Custodes to prioritize that which threatens Caldora."
And then he looks to Jules mostly.
"But you are contemplating one life you know, while millions more you do not hang in the balance."
Saying like, you guys are desperately trying to figure out how to save a person, while this valiant effort, strictly driven by pride, as Ryu is now waltzing towards. But if you die, then no one's here to stop the Alvirium, and everybody dies. So yes, there's this mark and other things that would be beneficial, that would be great to have, but he's saying don't lose perspective. And he is very he's very menacing and very large and everything, but he isn't imposing his will on any of you. He's already told you he's made himself a servant of the Keepers. He's just making sure you understand everything.
Dax will kind of snap Ryu back into recognizing that he does prioritize the mission first.
Nice.
That's right, Dax. We need to consider saving all of Caldora, not a singular tough.
I know it's not an easy decision to make, an easy pill to swallow, but that's why we were chosen as keepers, at least. That's why I was, is because we're strong enough to make those decisions when we need to, when it comes down to it.
Service, you said you were bound not to intervene. It seems like you're intervening by pushing us in a certain direction and withholding information from us even. You know how we can find Tough.
"It is not my place to tell the Custodes what to do with the authority given to them. I am merely making sure you have all information necessary to make a sound decision."
Well, couldn't we just quickly take Tough and bring him with us to the Ethereal? At least then he's safe from Gotham.
"As I already stated, Gotham clearly knows where Tough is and is already on his way. If you go to Tough, you will surely encounter Gotham. It is not as simple as getting there first."
So he's saying you're not gonna just go there and get him and come back, and then Gotham will be like, "Oh man, I didn't think they would try and get there first."
So could we slow Gotham down and find Tough? There's 4 of us.
"You may do as you please."
No one said we had to fight Gotham. We just need to save Tough, a rescue mission. If we can get him somewhere safe where Gotham can't get to him, then Gotham loses. That's it. He can't kill Tough. Then he'll look to the group and he'll say, "A classic song and swipe."
Waltz will smile and nod and look around for approval from the other members, like, yeah, this is what we're doing, right?
Service lifts his chin and says,
"And where is this place that Gotham cannot reach, Tough?"
and he's looking at you like he knows what the answer is. He just wants to hear you say it.
Keepers Keep and the Ethereal, right?
From what it sounds like, you and this Tough did not leave on good terms. Who is to say he will just join you?
Service says,
"The Ethereal is one thing, but to use your sigil in proximity to Gotham to come to Keeper's Keep is a risk.
And you remember when you guys were on like season 3, episode 1, when he brought you to this phylacteries, he said the phylacteries are here at Keeper's Keep so that Gotham cannot reach them because the Keepers of the past went on a daring mission to steal Gotham's sigil so that he could never come to Keeper's Keep. But then Service said, now that you'll be bringing the sigils back within Gotham's reach, meaning like you're going into the planets again with sigils and being like active physical keepers, keeping the phylacteries here is no longer wise, because if he can get one of your sigils, then he can come here and then it would destroy all the phylacteries, meaning like it's on Gotham's mind that he wants a sigil and that he wants to get to the keep. So if you're going to try and do something like that in front of him, there's a risk that he steals your sigil or like piggybacks off of your jump and then he gets here. And then Service says, let me remind you, Gotham commands the Drozat. He devised a plan to detect a hidden city in the sky and steal its most prized possession and nearly destroyed an entire planet, all while the Keepers worked against him. A plan to kill Simply Tough is far simpler. So he's saying, like, this is a guy who figured out where the Florida Vita is, how to find it, stole it, brought it back, siphoned its power, rose the dead, nearly destroyed an entire planet, and only under his own volition did he enter into an Elder Oath to give you a chance to stop it. And he's saying, like, you guys are talking about, oh, what if we go, steal Tough out from under his nose, as if he never thought of that or could think of it. So again, he's not saying that won't work. He's just saying, hey, go ahead, but think of this. Like, this is his whole job right now, is like pump the brakes, make sure you think about this kind of stuff.
Zach, I don't like being in this position.
You're not supposed to.
You can stand up.
He
or
loves
turn around.
doing this, though.
I'm going to sit in this position now.
You look way more comfortable.
Gotham is not Commander Krim. He's not Captain Perry. This guy has been scheming for centuries, basically.
Yeah.
He's schemer class.
Things that seem like impossible or like too complicated are things that he has no problem doing. And he did this while the Keepers were like physically trying to stop him. And he serves Droga, who was bold enough to try and enslave all of the dragons by himself and almost did it until all the Keepers plus Balthazar plus a bunch of old magic didn't even kill him, just imprisoned him in a different plane. So to think that he wouldn't consider the possibility that you guys would go try and save Tough, or consider the possibility that you would use your sigil to nab Tough and evade him, like that could be a trap in itself. But he said the ethereal is one thing, so maybe there's a chance that Dax, the Vesvenari Shoraz, can just take Tough to the ethereal and evade Gotham that way. That is something that's possible.
I'll try to say this in character too, but I just want to make sure what I'm saying like makes sense of like a bifurcated plan where I don't know if we want to split the party, but if there was a way to weaken Gotham by those who want to go to the ethereal and dealing with Gotham and Droga while the other two handle Tough or something, or is that just like
That's kind of where Waltz is at. Like, that's...
I don't know. Maybe it's a bit metagamey, but I think Dax also feels like this. Like, we haven't been able to 2v1 hardly anything in this game in this story. So the thought of
valid.
Like, Gotham is significantly more powerful, it sounds, than anybody we've faced so far.
Right.
Honestly, from like a sacrifice standpoint, whatever, like we might lose a couple people. Normally, that's not... like that sucks and that's a risk. But in this situation, if we lose anyone, the whole mission's failed because we need the 3 pieces. So like we
definitely valid.
If any single person dies, then we're like screwed, like game over.
And from my standpoint, is if 2 people went to Gotham, they aren't necessarily trying to fight them. They are just trying to get Tough out of there type of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know what our actual threat of Droga is for where we are going. I don't know if we consider him weaker or if we aren't coming in like direct contact with him. And if we're at least just there to like destroy Gotham's phylactery or something like that, it helps the people out on Tough's side. And then as soon as they have tough, they can just, well, I guess they can't teleport to where, no, they can't go to the ethereal. They would only be able to go to the ethereal if you were with them, right?
They could go to Keeper's Keep, yeah, but they couldn't. Nobody would be able to go to the ethereal.
Without you. Okay.
And keep in mind, Service is basically saying Gotham may be playing 4D chess.
And knowing Zach, he is.
Think about how obvious it'd be to Gotham. Gotham's like, I've been trying to get to Keeper's Keep for a while. I wonder if these new Keepers will try and save their friend, knowing that they're not stronger than me and trying to escape
Oldest
with their
trick in the
sigil.
book.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to kill Gotham. Me and Ryu have been refining our tactic of him being a hostage. We could pretend that we're offering up Ryu's mark instead of Tuff's. You remember when we were practicing the hostage, right, Ryu? Same thing. You would just pretend to be my
I don't know
hostage.
if that would be the
talk to him
best
and
course
stall
of
him.
action here, Waltz. I'm sorry. I like where your head's at, but I don't know if that's the tactic.
Well, what do you think, Jules?
I understand the risk involved in all of us going and giving Gotham a chance to steal one of our sigils. I also understand that we don't have a lot of time on our hands, that we need to get the components and stop Droga. Perhaps we limit Gotham's chances of succeeding by only sending one of us.
What do you mean?
If there's only one of us to go save Tough, and we don't plan to fight Gotham, then there's far less chances of him succeeding in getting a sigil.
But we need your Mythium, Jules. If we lose you, this whole thing doesn't work. We need all of us.
I understand the risk, and to be honest, I hate it. The pit in my stomach, I'm sure in all of our stomachs, is unbearable, but Gotham's underestimated us before. He never considered the possibility that we could stop him in Ciudad de los Nubes. Gotham is strong, but we've gotten stronger too. I'm not underestimating Gotham's power, which is why I have no interest in fighting him. But perhaps his confidence is a bluff. Perhaps he's afraid of us.
But what if he's not?
We could play the what-if game all day. In Service, what about you? You say you don't want to influence our decision or tell us what to do, but you clearly have a preference, and he won't help.
Waltz, I think you just don't want to hear what he's saying.
My preference is that Keldora is guarded by its own, of which I have enabled, and because of which Keldora has prospered. I will not forsake the decision that led us here long ago to appease you, Waltz.
He has been here since the foundation of Keldora. You are not the first keeper to accuse him of not doing anything. And he has probably had this exact conversation multiple times. Basically what you said probably to Service, and I don't even, this isn't to like be mean to like Taryn or Waltz. It's like a child questioning a parent. He's like,
No, yeah, for
I
sure.
understand way more than you. And I get that it would feel nice and easy for me to fix everything. One of the very first thing you guys asked him was like, how do we stop the Alvirium? And he said, this is a problem I refuse to solve because creation has already been equipped in every way necessary. He's seen systems where their service initium intervenes more than they should or makes decisions for them or things like that have like led to a downfall. His whole like vision is to equip Keldora to defend itself, and like that's why he put champions in place that represent. It's like you guys are almost like elected officials that like represent the people, and it's in your hands, not his. So that's something he like refuses to forsake. It's like whether it's an oath he himself took, maybe he's under another oath, or if it's just a principle he goes by, but he refuses to be the one. Like that's why he never physically stopped Jules from going to the node. He just said, if you do that, I think this will happen, and he's telling you information. And he's been careful not to give you information at a time or in an order that would fan your flame. Maybe he does know where Tough is, but he's not going to say that while Jules is going to the node, because then Jules will make a decision without knowing everything he should know. And that's all he's really trying to do.
Service, must I be the one to play the Mythium? There must be other bards out there with magical abilities. If they played the notes, if the notes were there, then it would still work, right?
It is not only the song, but your unique ability to manipulate the various strands of magic, but perhaps it could be done.
Man, Jules is really, honestly, he's very conflicted because obviously he doesn't want Tough to die. Certainly the way they left things when they last saw each other, it's been eating him inside. But thinking about this mythium that he just finished and reuniting with Kyra, and like she's a factor in all this now too, and just the realization that this crew and her combined are what makes him whole. So he doesn't want to like risk any of that, but he also realizes that like no matter what, as a keeper, his life is always at risk. I don't know how this is pushing the narrative forward. I just am explaining that he's really conflicted.
Yeah.
It's like the trade-off. There's like massive downsides to every choice, and there's inherent risk in everything. But the most conservative in terms of preserving your lives is to all go fight Droga and like leave Tough.
Sure.
Right.
Which is obvious, but
From
I'm
a
saying
one
like
perspective.
one
but the
life
downside
against-
to that immediate, like you preserve your life, but Elder Mark is lost forever and Tough definitely dies. But
Yeah.
the mission itself, the current mission, would be in the best state it has been in. Service's like facial expression almost like never changes, but you see like a subtle wince in his eyes as he is preparing to say something that maybe he doesn't want to say or is unsure which way it will sway you, but he feels obligated to say because he almost never expresses anything. Just that subtle change in his face like is something you would notice and wonder, but like that's sort of the depth beneath it. And he says,
Gothram is not merely a recipient of Droga's power, but he is also a source. Their interplanar link enables Droga to draw energy from the material, using Gothram as a conduit. If either were destroyed, the other would be greatly weakened. And he looks at all of you and he can already see how you're thinking. Like he already knows, okay, go kill Gothram, then Drogo's weaker. Let's start with Gothram. Let's do that. But before you can even like verbalize that, it's almost like this is what his eyes were wincing about. This oath provides a unique opportunity to defeat Gothram and harm Droga, so that you have a greater chance of victory. If your efforts to save your friend appear futile, or if you want to ease your path, it would be better for you to kill Tough instead of Gothram.
and he lifts his chin. So he's saying Droga gives Gothram power, but Droga also placed Gothram in the material as a beacon to siphon power from the material back to Gothram because they have this interplanar link since he's in possession of his soul. So Droga can't come to the material, but he's placed someone under his control in the material. So yes, killing Droga weakens Gothram, but killing Gothram weakens Droga. And he doesn't feel like you can beat Gothram in an outright fight. But if you kill Tough, you kill Gothram, because then he fails his oath, and then you weaken Droga, and now Droga's easier to kill. And he's merely putting this thought out there because it seems like no one wanted to say, what if we kill Tough and Gothram fails his oath? Which, in the short, previously you thought doing that would just kill Gothram when you felt like you were going to kill Gothram anyway by killing Droga. But killing Droga is also very tough, so he's saying if you just kill Tough right now, you kill Gothram and you make Droga easier to kill. And he's not guiding you towards anything, but he's just placing that thought into the collective plan. And he's also saying if one of you go after Tough and you feel like you're about to fail, he's saying it'd be better if you just killed Tough. Like if you're in some weird position where Gotham's about to kill him, or you don't think you can win and you're about to flee, he's like, kill Tough. So he's also saying maybe you guys should hunt Tough. Maybe you should race to kill Tough.
No, absolutely not. That would make us no better than Gothram.
And Service, looking down, says,
Tough's exile and Gotham's oath are the direct results of decisions you have made, knowing full well the variables at play. Not every choice can be undone, and just because you want something to be does not mean it can be done.
So he's also saying, don't get mad at me. You guys did this, and you can't reverse it. And this is an opportunity that has organically formed because of your decisions. So to say absolutely not is foolish to him, but he's just relaying, you guys exiled Tough, and you guys forced Gotham into this oath, and you guys rejected his oath. So, yeah.
Rejected whose oath?
Gotham said, bring me with you or I'll do this. And then Dax, a keeper, said, that's fine. So you guys set him on this course, and you guys exiled Tough, and you guys are the reason he's by himself. And you created this situation, and I'm just telling you a way that you can at least salvage something from the situation you created. And he said each time you made one of those choices, you knew all the variables at play. So when you exiled Tough, you knew what that meant. And when Dax sent Gotham on his oath, he knew what that meant. And he, like, you can tell either he didn't want to say it because he understands how, like, it's unclear if Service ever has a heavy heart, but if he did, it would be with a heavy heart that he would tell a keeper that killing another potential keeper or disciple is a viable course of action, or it is with a heavy heart that he knows that you guys care about him, or it's with a heavy heart that if he tells you killing Gotham can weaken Droga, that maybe then you would recklessly go try and fight Gotham yourselves. But there's just, he knows that that is like some juicy tea and could sway actions.
Man.
As if it wasn't a hard enough decision already.
Dax does not think that killing Tough is necessarily the right call. Like, he gets the logic of it. I don't know that Dax is quite there yet.
He would rather sacrifice Tough than kill him.
Basically, yeah.
Maybe. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, Dax at least so far has shown that he's a little bit, like, coward is maybe too strong of a word, but like, as far as like, you know, it took
for sure.
It took so long for him to tell Tough about, I mean, he didn't really, it just ended up getting found out, but like, he avoided that whole conflict situation. So I think in Dax's mind, like, he has some sort of distance from the situation if Gotham killed him. I didn't kill, like, it's Gotham's fault. But if I go and kill Tough or whatever, then that's like certainly owning that decision more so, which I don't know that Dax is comfortable with.
I think the one thing about what Service just said that would maybe appeal to Dax, at least in terms of killing Tough, is Dax knows better than anyone from your conversation with Core how serious it is that Droga be defeated. And although he's weaker in the ethereal, you still know he's really powerful.
Right.
And all of you understand, like, remember when Balthazar was talking to you very playfully, but I specifically said he like leaned in and looked at all of your faces when he's like, imagine how strong you would need to be to think, to even consider that you could enslave all of the dragons when they all lived on Drakis and were at the height of their reign. Like, this is who we're talking about. And Balthazar rarely directly intervenes, but they came to Balthazar saying, like, look, you need to help us with Droga, even though he was already fighting all the dragons and the keepers. And he's like, all right, I'll take his Elder Mark away. And he said it nearly killed him to do it. It took like almost all his power at the time. And that was when old magic was a thing. And Balthazar is like an embodiment of old magic, and he's growing weaker as the traces of it dwindle away. So even when he was like infinitely more powerful, like, this is who we're talking about with Droga. And you stand a chance to beat him in the ethereal because he's like a different type of entity. But Dax like would fully understand, like, we gotta kill Droga. So now, if anything, the idea of killing Tough really quick before you go try and fight him to make him weaker does sound kind of viable. But saving him, I feel like, would still sound very risky to Dax, because it's like, if we get killed by Gotham or weakened by Gotham before we fight Droga, then like it's hopeless. But that's maybe how Dax would think of it.
The last thing that Seraphine said to Dax is just keeps replaying in his head, where she said that she picked him because he can make the hard choices. I mean, that is already played out. And so Dax is hesitantly considering this, as much as I hate to say it, not out of any hate or anything like that. It's Dax feels an immense sense of responsibility and pressure once he was picked as a keeper. So he is just taking it pretty seriously, I guess, the weight of winning this overall battle, winning the war, so to speak. I don't know, his mind's just kind of racing right now. I mean, like mine is. He sees his friend Jules, he knows his reaction. He knows that relationship is probably never going to be the same. If this comes to pass, he will likely, it won't just be tough he loses. He will probably lose relationships with Jules for sure, he's thinking, and probably Waltz, just as like heroic and anti-killing Waltz has been. And this group, this found family is like the whole thing that Dax has gained from from leaving Dracus and becoming part of Digby's crew and stuff. So like, is he willing to lose the only thing he's wanted in order to facilitate completing the mission? And and then on the flip side of that, like, is it actually necessary? Can they just do the original plan of defeating Droga first and then going about that way? But is kind of feeling like that's maybe a cop-out to let Gothram kill Tough because of a decision he made by himself. So yeah, Dax is very conflicted right now, has a lot of feelings, and Dax is kind of scanning around at everybody's faces to see what their reaction to what Service just put on the table. Okay, so every decision here is a bad one, it sounds like. I think we just go with the original plan. We go defeat Droga, then we finish off Gotham after we have the Draxpar. What do you think?
I agree. The mission is the mission. I'm sorry, Jules, but your friend is dead.
I mean, that's Jules' best friend. That's not something you can ask one to do. Right, Jules, what do you think?
Jules will look up to Waltz, and he's got tears in his eyes, and he's thinking of Tough, but he's also looking at you, Waltz, and then his gaze goes to Ryu, who he's already lost. It's a miracle that he's even here before him. And he looks at Dax, and as his gaze is transferring from one to the next, more tears are swelling, and he thinks of Kyra, and he thinks of just everything at stake. He opens his mouth, but words don't come out right away. And he says, I think there's just too much at stake. I think we go to the ethereal. And he'll look at Waltz, and he'll look down, and a tear will just stream down his cheek.
I think Waltz is kind of speechless, and no more really doesn't really have anything else to say. I think this is something new to him, that the party has kind of decided to not kind of like try and save the life of someone that they know, and maybe this is more downtime talk, but even thinking back to like when we exiled him, I don't think like that the possibility or the reality, I guess, of Tough dying ever crossed Waltz's mind. So I think he's also dealing with some guilt. So he is, I think speechless right now.
Dax will look at each of you in the eyes one at a time and then say, if that's our decision, then we'd be doing a disservice to Tough to not act quickly. We need to get to Droga Dune before going to the ethereal. That'll put us close to Droga. I think we need to leave now.
Jules' head is still down.
Dax, you know Dracus pretty well, and you also know Elder now, and you guys kind of like instinctively know the translations of like these nodes, and you know the node that would put you closest to Droga Dune. you would say per custodes lineara via uni solis un scala ignis, which means by the keepers align the way to Dracus's stairway of fire, which is like this descending stairwell that leads into the Darklands, like the subterranean, that would put you closest to Drogadun.
Okay. And then Dax will turn towards the node and start walking that way.
Ryu will follow behind.
Waltz will walk forwards slowly, just keeping an eye back on Jules, making sure that he's coming before he steps on completely.
And as Waltz walks past Jules, after a moment, he'll follow. And he'll take one step onto the node.
Service follows you all to the node and stands just outside of it and says nothing. He's just looking at you, watching you guys make the decision you have made with all of the knowledge necessary. And you can tell he has no regrets, remorse, almost like completely emotionless, but he feels he has done his duty.
As the rest of the group steps onto the node, Dax will close his eyes and Dax will put a hand on, I guess, Jules's back. He probably can't reach his shoulders. And close his eyes and mutter the words to activate the node.
Per custodes lineara via unisolis un scala ignis.
And Dax, you know what you just said means by the keepers, align the way to Dracus's stairway of fire, an infamous region of Dracus that descends into the Darklands and will put you closest to Drogadun, Droga's den, where he often resides, placing you as close to him as possible before entering into his realm. So it's a very strategic location. If you picked anywhere further away, then he would have more time to intercept you. Like, you do not want to be in his domain any longer than you need to be. And as you command this node, the runes flare and you hear the power growing, charging as you all look out at Dracus. Maybe give one last look
Zach,
to the other planets.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Yeah.
Jules has traveled the nodes enough to kind of pick up on their timing and how much it takes to activate. And he only took one step onto the node. He'll take a step off the node and he'll look to the group and he'll say, "I'm so sorry.
No way.
I couldn't put you all at risk." And then he'll speak in Elder. "But if there's a chance I can save him, any chance at all, I have to try."
And the node ignites, and the three of you are sent hurling across the system of Caldora towards Dracus, leaving Jules behind. And that
Holy nuts.
is where we'll end our
Jules, you crazy.
session.
You had
I
it
love
so
it.
bad there, Jules.
Oh, I saw it in Ryan's face. Ryan was like, dang. He's
I was
like,
tearing up.
Holy
I
smokes.
was legit like really sad, and I was like trying to wrap my head. This is all. Shoot, I can't be in the downtime.
Hey, yo,
Sorry,
shut up.
guys.
Yeah, shut up. We'll talk
Dude,
about in the
now
downtime.
that caught
which
me.
is for
I want to talk
patrons,
about it a
where we
little bit
actively
right now,
research.
though.
That was a juicy one. All right.
Zach, you shut up.
Yeah,
I want
thanks.
to talk about it. Let's go to
Yeah,
the
I want to talk about
downtime.
it.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
Zach, you shut up.
So I'll read some comments I found online about the show on Spotify. Ha 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 ha. I'm gonna read a few because they've been piling up. Hey, speaking of
Yeah,
Ryu,
read some.
Space Buck commented on what episode is this? Season 3, episode 3. Keep your friends close. He said, "I'm so glad Ryan has been getting to play. Also, I am loving this new and improved Ryu. Death really did wonders to him. So maybe when Tough dies, it'll do wonders for Tough in the
Maybe.
fact that he's dead."
Yeah.
So we'll see how that. So maybe basically
Tough's
what I'm
not gonna
hearing
die.
is killing
Jules is gonna
Ryan's
save him.
characters is a good thing. And this comment is from we decided to mispronounce his name as Caleb or something. I don't know. On season 2, episode 4, Personal Pursuits, he says, "I really enjoy the dynamic of Jin and Ryu having a begrudging respect for each other. Also, this now means that, spoiler, Ryan has 2 different characters that have had a parent killed by a kobold."
Look.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Also, the skydiving fight was very cool, but Zach trying to pronounce Quetzalcoatlus gave me flashbacks to Suidad de la Nubes. Also, Waltz walking into the storm was awesome, and how dare you cliffhanger us there.
What's your best at?
Yeah, you good cliffhanger. Dude, Jules had the freaking cliffhanger in this one, though.
Dude.
I thought Zach's was gonna have the cliffhanger, but what in the frick, dude?
I also like this comment. This one is
Shaking
from
right
the Spelunker. They said, guys, I'm really proud of how far y'all have come, and I have been a listener since episode 1. With the music, sound effects, story, role-playing, and overall experience for the listeners, I'm happy to have y'all as an introduction to Pathfinder 2E.
Wow.
Thank
That
you.
was sweet.
Dang.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And
So
thanks
many
for
great
sticking
comments.
from the beginning.
And there's more than I can even read, but we just really appreciate all of them. We appreciate everyone in the Discord and just chatting about the episodes. Can't wait to hear what y'all think about this one. It was a juicy one. Didn't know which way that was going to go. Layers upon layers of stakes, and I'm really excited to see where this leads. And it all happened, just organically. I honestly did not know Dax was going to make that choice, and then to just spawn this whole new thing. I thought, can't wait to see where it leads. We're going to go into the downtime now, so I'm going to shut up, and we will see you next time, mortals.
Bye.
And Walt has always kind of gone with kind of following his heart, so to speak. And he hasn't been humble. He's been humbled for sure, but it's always kind of worked out. The decisions have worked where it's he follows what he thinks is right.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like when there's a kid who's a tennis prodigy, and he would be an amazing tennis player or a chess player or something like that. But he won't tell you if you should go save Tough or go to the Ethereal and fight Droga.
It's flat out, yeah. But
also on a donut.
It's kind of also
too.
when Adam made that Mythium song, but I could have also made that just as easily.
yeah,
I could have done it too.
I think a lot of us were Zach probably could have made this.
Right.
Yeah.
I see where the dots are connected. Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
I'm just glad I did it first.
Yeah, but I could have. I was just busy doing other
Yeah, you
more
just didn't have
impressive
the
things,
time.
so I couldn't have done it.
Zach's just trying
the
to stay
time.
off his phone.
No,
Yeah,
I
I'm just trying
can't.
to-
I can't hear it not in Tim Robinson's voice.
Right. It's such a Tim Robinson-esque sketch.
Just let it go. We know.
Service, is it I that must play the Mythium? If the notes are there,
Zach could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say Zach.
Yeah, Zach could do it. Zach
He's just set up perfectly.
Zach could definitely do that easily.
The problem is Zach doesn't have the time.
Yeah, if Zach
He didn't have the time to
was
make it.
trying to reduce
He just doesn't have
his
an
screen
ocarina.
time, he could easily
yeah.
perform it.
He doesn't have an ocarina. They're trying to budget. It's not in the budget to just go buy one.
With that coming full circle, I hope the rest of those jokes make it in the...
Eggs. Forgive me, I must eat these eggs.
Just pulls out a hard-boiled egg and starts
I
peeling it.
eat several eggs an hour. That is why
The fetus of your
I have
poultry is my favorite part of
survived
dessert.
So long.